Hello everyone, this is Dr. Dana Karam here. I have many people asking me, when will this end? When will this novel coronavirus pandemic come to an end? So that's the question that I'll be addressing in the video today. So the first thing is, if you ask me, do I know for sure when this will end? No, I don't know. So I'm just going to discuss some concepts and try to explain why I am thinking this will end in this date or at this time. So the first thing is this novel coronavirus infection is all new. We are thinking that we got it from bats, but it started in December and spread pretty quickly around the world. So first thing is we have developed new tests against this virus or in detecting this virus, but still these tests are all not detecting the virus 100% of the time. So we are still missing cases, and we are slowly trying to improve our testing to reach the 100% mark. So initially we were doing the swabs. The swabs means having a cotton ball at the end of a stick, and we take sample from a person's nose and throat and look if it has the virus particles, and that's how we were diagnosing the patients. Now we have moved to what we called as the antibody testing, meaning we test a person's blood to see if they have been exposed to the coronavirus and if they are recovered from the virus. So I want to explain a little bit more about the antibody testing. So imagine you're in a small village and you have a terrorist coming into your village. So it's the village police man who goes and fights against the terrorists. So imagine the same thing. Your body is the village, and you have the virus, which is the terrorist, which comes inside, and your body's police force now goes and fights against this virus. So let's say the terrorist is using machine guns, then our police is also using machine guns. So similarly, the novel coronavirus gets into our body and tries to create havoc, but our body's police force creates antibodies against the virus. So what I'm trying to make, the point I'm trying to make here is if the terrorists are using machine guns, our police is also using machine guns. Similarly, whatever virus or bacteria goes into our body produces some substances tailored against the virus so it can kill that particular virus. So that's how the antibodies are unique for each virus and pathogens. So what we are doing is we are testing those unique antibodies in your blood, which are basically the machine guns that are used by your police to kill the terrorists, and we are testing them to see if we have been exposed to coronavirus. Let's say if your police is using machine gun, then we know that maybe this group of terrorists is the one based on that, okay, these group of terrorists are the one who use machine guns commonly. So similarly, based on the antibodies, we are able to say that these antibodies are against that particular group of virus or against the specific novel coronavirus, and that is the testing that we are doing. So we are slowly improving in terms of testing, but we have to reach 100% sensitivity and specificity, or we have to have the capability to detect 100% of cases, or even at least 90% of cases before this will come to an end. The second thing, coming to the treatment, I did discuss about treatment options in my other video. So we are having some promising results for some treatments, but we are still in the very early stages, and most treatments which are showing positive results are for people who are very sick and who are in the ICU. What about those patients who are not sick enough to be in the ICU but are still getting the virus? So we have to figure out a treatment for those people as well, so that we can get them treated, not only for them to feel better, to also make sure that they don't keep on spreading the viruses to other people. So that's regarding the testing and the treatment. The third thing is prevention. Of course, we do have vaccines, and there are different trials going on giving these vaccines to people to see if this would protect against the virus. But we need to know, after we give the vaccine, are there any side effects from the vaccine, and is the vaccine really protecting against the coronavirus? So that's going to take time as well. And finally, there is a concept called herd immunity. So what is herd immunity? Is take the same village, and then you have the police fighting against the terrorists, but let's say now there are too many terrorists. So we are training a portion of village people along with the police to fight against the virus. The portion of village people that we are training, let's say they are young and healthy people, and they're trained to now fight against the virus. So the same thing, imagine in the community, we have a virus which is like the terrorist gang coming in, but we have too many viruses. But now we have like the young population or the relatively healthier population exposed to the virus, and now they have all developed like fighting skills, which are basically they're all exposed to the virus, and now they're all developed antibodies against the virus. Then if there is 60% of the population or higher which can now fight against the virus, it's hard for the terrorist group to come inside the village. Similarly, if 60% of the population or higher, we don't know the exact number for the novel coronavirus infection, but this is just something that we learned from prior diseases. If 60% of the population is exposed and they get immune to the virus, meaning like they are now able to fight against the infection, then the transmission, the community transmission of the virus is going to go really down, and that is also something we are looking to have an end date for this virus. So these are some things that need to be happen, meaning like our testing should improve, our treatments should get more common, or we should all develop like immunity against the virus, or we should have all the vaccines and develop immunity against this virus. So and the unique thing about these coronaviruses is like they can undergo little changes and affect people. So we don't know if this novel coronavirus can still do this, but there was a small report from Korea saying like people who got the infection and recovered were again reinfected with the novel coronavirus. Again, we don't know how true this report is. So these are some little things that we need to know to figure out when this is going to end. So if you ask me, this is not going to end in a few weeks or a few months. It can take at least up to a year, even into 2021, for this to completely end. And even then, we don't know if we could just go back to our normal before the coronavirus. So the social distancing and the mask wearing policy, the hand washing, hand hygiene policies, these are all something that might stick around for quite some time. So that is something we need to understand and plan accordingly, and this is actually for our benefit, and no one is trying to keep us locked down. So it is important that we understand that since social distancing and the hand hygiene are the best prevention and protection strategies against this viruses, we might come out of the lockdown, but it's still going to be a semi-lockdown kind of state, meaning like in a world where we still practice social distancing, in a world where we still avoid mass gathering, in a world where we still avoid unnecessary travel, and we always practice hand hygiene and even maybe wearing masks in the time when the virus is really prevalent, like in the rainy and the fall and the winter seasons. So hope that clears some of your questions. So if you like this video, definitely like and follow my page on Facebook, and I also have my channel on YouTube and Instagram, so you can follow me there as well. So stay tuned for weekly updates. Thank